After being sentenced to 2 years in prison for diverting over 300 million social cash transfer funds, former Postmaster-General Macpherson Chanda and his Director of Finance, Best Mwaichi, and Isaac Kamwimba, Director of Operations, appealed the decision of the court with 5 grounds. They claimed that the trial court erred in law by finding that the prosecution had proved its case beyond reasonable doubt. The appellants also submitted that the court erred in law and in fact by entering a statutory judgment in favor of the Attorney General in the sum of 355 million kwacha, having found as a matter of fact that ZAMPOST had only received a sum of 98 million kwacha as social cash transfer from the Ministry of Community Development and Social Security. Another ground of appeal was that the court erred by entering a statutory judgment in favor of the Attorney General in the said sum, contrary to clear evidence on record that none of the convicts personally benefited from the funds. While the appellants have not been heard, the state, through the Director of Public Prosecution's DPP, Lilian Siyuni, has filed a notice of appeal for being dissatisfied with the sentence against the appellants. For the DPP, the court ought to have given the appellants stiffer punishment. In a notice of appeal, the DPP claims that the court erred in law when it failed to follow sentencing principles and arrived at a lenient sentence that does not reflect the seriousness of the offense. Recently, the Economic and Financial Crimes Court convicted and sentenced Mr. Chanda and 2 others, namely Best Mwaichi, Director of Finance, and Isaac Kamwimba, Director of Operations, to 2 years imprisonment on 13 grounds of theft by public servant. Das Jonia, Diamond News.